There's so many people trying to do good things in the community, and she really brings people together.
Tireless givers, hard workers.
She's really on a journey trying to help others out.
Selfless protectors.
There's nobody that has a more positive influence on people that I know of than he does.
These are the heroes among us.
I do believe we're changing lives.
When I needed help, she was there for me.
They're not looking for the spotlight.
He finds victory through serving others.
And now, you're about to meet them. Their struggles, their victories.
Get under there! Ah!
Their voices that deserve to be heard.
She's a big part of my world, and she holds a very big place in my heart.
From the Harley-Davidson Museum in Milwaukee, this is the TMJ4 Positively Milwaukee Awards, presented by Veolia. Now, here's your host, Shannon Sims.
Good evening and welcome. I'm already starting to cry because it is so amazing. We are here and welcome to the 7th Annual Positively Milwaukee Awards. I'm Shannon Sims and I have been reporting in Milwaukee for 11 years. And I can say from experience that there are endless number of stories that we could tell of neighbors going above and beyond to make their own communities better. But tonight, we're going to focus on 6 standouts. The honorees you are about to meet all lead by example, and they do it without expecting anything in return. However, thanks to people who nominated them this time, they're actually getting something. Not only are we going to shine a spotlight on their amazing work, but we are going to give the charities of their choice a $1,000 check, courtesy of the Scripps Howard Fund. You can applaud. At the end of the evening, one of them will be named our Inspiration of the Year and earn a $4,000 bonus for their charity to keep the positivity going. But before we meet our honorees, we'd like to welcome a very special guest to the stage, someone who can really speak about the impact of unsung heroes in our community. Please welcome Milwaukee's Mayor, the Honorable Cavalier Johnson.
You got this box right here. I'm not that short.
It is not for you. Trust and believe.
Pick the box over a little bit. I got this one. I got this one. Well, good evening, everybody. It's such a pleasure to join you all tonight. And thank you so much, Shannon, for that incredible introduction. As somebody who grew up here in the city of Milwaukee and now have the privilege to represent this city that I love, that each and every single one of us loves, I can tell you that great communities are built every day by people who work to bring communities together. Neighborhoods are strong when people look out for each other and put the needs of others ahead of themselves. A child can grow up without much money, without privilege, and succeed when he or she is surrounded by individuals, surrounded by people who care and who show them the way. Tonight, you'll meet people who exemplify those very same qualities, and it's my honor to help to shine a light on some of those individuals tonight. I'm grateful for the pioneering work of Bill Taylor as well as Carol Meekins, as they've highlighted so many positive people here in our community, including a teenager who would once grow up to be the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. I'm so glad that this great tradition continues right here in our community. So again, my congratulations to tonight's honorees. Thank you so much for giving so much of your time and your talent to make this Positively Milwaukee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson. All right, our first honoree has taken her gifts, passion, and values to walk in her purpose. That purpose to uplift and motivate young girls in the Central City and beyond, all with a drive to see young girls realize their potential. Here to present the award for Unsung Hero, please welcome TMJ4's Adriana Mendez and Tyler Moore.
That box was actually for me, Mayor. All right. Well, since 2017, the nonprofit Pretty Girls Are Educated has mentored girls 6 and up. The goal to inspire the next generation of leaders and entrepreneurs.
In that time, mentors have guided more than 500 girls, inspiring many of them to attend historically Black colleges and universities. Not just girls in Milwaukee, but recently in Jamaica and Ghana as well. The woman behind it all is Milwaukee's own Nicole Goins.
And for many, and for many of those young women who show up week after week, Nicole is more than just a mentor. She is a family member. And tonight she is our Positively Milwaukee unsung hero.
You know, when it comes to our young girls, it's like, man, it's gotta be better for them. We gotta do better with them, because a lot of times we talk down on them and we judge them without knowing their story. So I just wanted to be a listening ear to understand.
My first impression, honestly, it was fun. I was like, oh my God, this woman is crazy. But in a good way, because she was able to shape to all of us and get through to all of us. So
we found Pretty Girls Are Educated because Miracle was having some issues in school. And it's not just a program for her, it's a sisterhood. Pretty Girls Are Educated has definitely been like a blessing. Like, I don't know how I found her, but she found us.
As a mentor, it's her job to teach you. So she's gonna tell you the harsh truth, but she's gonna tell you in ways that you need to hear and grow from you. Like how to have proper etiquette, how to properly respond as a young woman, not only as a young woman, but as a young Black woman, which I feel is very important. Because a lot of girls like us are out on the street, you know, doing a lot of stuff, fighting, getting into stuff we shouldn't be getting into because we don't know no better.
She's taught me to speak up for myself, to be proud of who I am, no matter what anybody says.
When you see it and when you meet her, you want to be part of it. She's not only an inspiration to our girls, she's also an inspiration to her mentors.
Well, you know, schools are overburdened. There's not enough social workers, there's not enough guidance counselors to deal with all the problems that kids bring to school. And Nikki just has a real passion for helping others, and she's done well.
First group was in 2021. It was in April, and I just came up with it. I did like a group text like, hey, we're gonna meet here. We're gonna talk about HBCUs. I ran to Party City and grabbed like balloons and just went crazy with decor, because I feel like that is definitely important. The environment and the, you know, all of that sets the tone for the girls. 19 girls show up to my very first meeting, not with any advertisement, knowing what it was gonna be like, or if it was even gonna elevate to where it is now. I started the whole hey girl, hey thing, and it's like, oh, hey girl, hey, you know, the vibe.
Hey girl, hey.
Okay, this is it. There is a need for this idea that I came up with to start this program.
I love that she made Pretty Girls Are Educated, because I've never seen a program like that, like where you help girls and also do fun activities.
A lot of who I am today is because of Pretty Girls Are Educated. Because this program starts at such a young age, a lot of it has to do with Miss Nicole.
I have girls that walked to get to our programming, not just walking. I got girls in my programming that were actually homeless. And to see that effort of like not knowing where you gonna sleep at night, but getting to Pretty Girls Are Educated with smiles, they inspire me big time.
It's those everyday little things that are constant reminders for our girls that they matter. They're more than just a pretty face, that their education is going to move them forward.
A lot of what I do come out of my own pocket, literally. And if I don't show up for these girls, who will?
She's obtained full guardianship of me, and she took me in, and I just got so comfortable around her, and I loved her so much for that she just takes me in like I'm her own.
Transparency. Carmen I gotta be honest, Carmen was also one of my, no, don't do it. You got too much going on. You already pouring in so deep into Pretty Girls Are Educated. Like, you don't have time. I made Carmen's mother a promise before she was murdered. I knew I had to fight for Carmen. She is so special, and I feel like she was honestly what I needed.
I know that somebody else, another person in the world cares for me. It made me feel safe, protected, and loved.
She's the best representation for Pretty Girls Are Educated, because remember, that's what I was pushing for. You've gone through so many struggles and trials and tribulations in life, but you're still motivated to keep going.
She's preparing me to take over her legacy for Pretty Girls Are Educated.
I appreciate her very much. She has shown out for me so many times.
She is definitely a hero, whether she proclaim it upon herself or not. She is. She saved me. She saved my daughter. She saved my family.
You're as beautiful on the outside as you are on the inside. I think the unsung hero is perfect for her because it's what she is. We inducted her into the Wall of Recognition 2 years ago, and she probably deserves even more.
Seeing how much she gives others and knowing how little she asks for in return, and I'm excited for her just to receive her flowers and receive her moment, to know how appreciated she is and what a difference she makes in our community.
She's a really good person. She's a good mentor, a good mom, a good everything. I would do anything to be by your side, and I'll love you for eternity.
Please welcome our 2024 Positively Milwaukee Unsung Hero,
Nicole Goins.
Sorry, I don't think I need that. Whew. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is definitely an unexpected honor. So I had to write my speech. I'm not texting or anything like that. It's just that if I didn't do it this way, I would have been up here longer than that 3 minutes that I'm allotted. Dear Pretty Girls Are Educated, they have a question. Who are we? We were born in September of 2017 to Nicole Goins, who was once like you. A little girl coming from Milwaukee's inner city who had many dreams of supporting and empowering girls and young women who break narratives and overachieve any expectation against them. We live in underserved and impoverished communities, which means we really aren't expected to live out our purpose, yet to only fail. Okay, cool. So let's prove them wrong. We'll start by introducing the importance of continuing education, even further into and completing college. We'll grow deeper into our culture by choosing an HBCU. However, like our ancestors, we'll still ignite change and set standards at any higher education institution we choose. Now, of course, we can't survive without eating. So what's on our plates? Most times, we discover that they're pretty full of hardships, uncertainties, struggles, lack of confidence, self-care, and self-worth, which will essentially starve us. Let's grab our plates, wash them off, and allow us to serve you with the attributes and resources you'll need to grow into the powerful young lady that you're destined to be. Today's menu will include mental health and sustainability, seasoned with life skills, education, with a cup of confidence building. And for dessert, how about a pretty amazing sisterhood? Bottom line is that our communities should have buffets in every neighborhood that's feeding our youth with a 5-star plan. That cup of confidence should be overpouring without spilling one drop. We'll continue to marinate our growth and implement the change that's desperately needed for our future leaders. To my children, Melina, Malik, Clifton, and Carmen, thank you for being patient with my passion and mission while sharing me with the world. To my bonus daughters of Pretty Girls Are Educated, you are my reason and inspiration, and I can't wait to receive your invite to rooms like this someday, cheering you on proudly as you continue our legacy. I don't know where he is, but to my new bestie Greg of TMJ4, through my entire life, I've only kept in memory of one birthday, which was when I was in the 3rd grade. Now I can say that the gift announcement of being named an unsung hero that you called me with on my birthday a few years later, I'll remember for a lifetime. I'm thankful to the entire TMJ4 family, the Scripps Howard Fund, and all who created such a special event to highlight myself and my peers in other categories. My family, yes, my high school principal, Mr. Wozencraft, is my forever family as well. Thank you all for believing in and supporting me. Carmen, you are truly one of a kind and heaven sent. Thank you for choosing me for you. You are the epitome of what it looks like to beat the odds, and you inspire me. Thank you.
Nicole, thank you for showing up. Now, Nicole's organization, Pretty Girls Are Educated, will receive $1,000 so it can continue to nurture and empower more young girls to achieve their dreams. Well, before we announce, yes, clap. Before we announce our next community role model, I want to recognize the large shoes I have been given to fill, taking on Positively Milwaukee for TMJ4. As with many of the winners tonight, we all stand here because of the accomplishments of others who have paved the way. Carol Meekins was the face of Positively Milwaukee for more than 2 decades until she retired just last November. And during that time, she highlighted the quiet champions and the bright lights in our community. Before Carol, there was the legendary Bill Taylor, who ended each of his newscasts with a call to action. Do something positive, Milwaukee. Well, this year, we lost Bill Taylor. Let's take a look back at the man who originated Positively Milwaukee and his contribution to our community.
Do something positive this afternoon.
There's a lot of, just the realities of this world that the news has to depict and portray. And my father, decided to go another route.
One of the best things about Bill is that he really deeply cared about passing on positive history of our community and of Milwaukee. He cared about the community. He was very involved, and I could walk out to any story in the Milwaukee and somebody was going to ask me, hey, have you heard from Bill Taylor? See, he may be gone, but he's in our hearts, and he's in Milwaukee's.
When he came to a scene, people were so happy to see him, and he just bonded with people with grace.
He just, was always there for advice, for encouragement, and just the way he did his job was an example to us all.
The most memorable things that stick out to me, it is him at home. It is Bill Taylor, the dad, the family man, the husband.
Dad made it really crystal clear that family and community are the most important things to us as a people. And they gotta be all of our priorities. And that's what I think is a legacy of his.
To me, Bill Taylor is one of the most important people that TMJ4 has ever hired because he gave other people hope. He lifted hearts and spirits in his own way.
When you give others part of yourself, you're positively Milwaukee.
Just a dream I don't remember.
Bill Taylor's spirit of positivity lives on and is the reason that we continue to celebrate the good happening in Milwaukee and beyond. So we want to thank Bill for that. But you might not know this, before he served our community as an anchor at TMJ4, Bill served our country as a Vietnam veteran. Each year at these ceremonies, we have put a spotlight on other veterans who dedicate to the community their time and their passions, even after their tours ended. The story of our next winner deals with a tough subject. But, as you'll see, this is also the story of a man who turned unbearable loss and heartache into a personal passion and mission to save lives. Here to present our Inspiring Veteran Award is TMJ4's Tom Duran.
Thank you, Shannon. No soldier left behind. It is a sacred oath for our servicemen and women, but when their service is ended, for too many of our veterans, a new battle has just begun. They may be home, but they are not out of harm's way. It's a fact our next winner knows all too well. Decorated war hero Ben Jarvis gave 24 years of his life to the U.S. Army, including multiple tours in the Middle East where he earned a Bronze Star for his role in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Ben Jarvis is a veteran now on a mission to make sure our retired soldiers are also never left behind. We are proud to name him our Inspiring Veteran.
22 soldiers a day are committing suicide.
Every day. It's an epidemic in our country.
It is devastating. It's an unimaginable loss.
All the hard things we've went through together, all the challenges, you earn a trust that's unbreakable.
Your family cares, your nation cares. You can ask for help, it will be there.
Ben is a piece in a larger puzzle, but critical to the success of our mission.
I love people who are givers, and Ben is a giver. He's always willing to help, and he's very focused on helping those who struggle with a severe PTSD.
It's near and dear to my heart, veteran suicide. We need to bring awareness, to this problem. Suicide, unfortunately, has touched my life multiple times, from men in uniform, to my own family. It is devastating. It's an unimaginable loss. Motorcycling for me was huge. I suffer from major depression, anxiety, those kinds of things, but the motorcycle gets me out. So for me, that motorcycle is my vessel, and for others it's a dog, for others it's the outdoors. It's all about finding that thing that keeps you moving forward. It was very interesting just how many people, were right there at the right time when I needed them most. My neighbor, she invites me to her church, and Wisconsin Hero Outdoors happens to be speaking at that event. Here's a charity we can get behind.
I was actually speaking at Brookfield Lutheran Church. Ben was in the audience, and it was neat because he came up to me afterwards, and one of the first things out of his mouth is, "How can I help you?" Wisconsin Hero Outdoors, the spirit of our program is to serve veterans, first responders, and their families. We do integrated outdoor therapy programs.
It was such an honor that someone such as Ben would choose our little organization. Our first meeting, you can tell how organized Ben is, that military background of his. He had everything laid out. This is where we're gonna go. This is our time frame. He had it all projected for us and handouts, and we just sat there going, well, this is fantastic. We've never had this opportunity where someone's coming to us and saying, we wanna do a fundraiser for you, and we're gonna do all the heavy lifting.
The treatment that you can receive at the VA still needs to be supplemented for my own personal experience with other things.
He brought the motorcycle community to us. What we love about that is it's spreading awareness.
The thing that really hit me the most were all the people that were so intricate in my life at a time where my life was going to either go left or right. And you know, again, it came down to what decision are you gonna make? I was selling cars, I was working security, and that's where Pete Hansen came into my life.
So I was working at the National Guard Armory in Sussex, Wisconsin, and Ben worked on the weekends. After we got to know each other better, he just impressed me with his intelligence, his devotion to duty, and his professionalism. He never wavered from that. One of his very close friends, he was there when he committed suicide over in another country. So that's affected him greatly, and him and I've worked through it. It's bothered him, and I think he's taken the passion to do everything he can to make sure no other soldiers do it.
I guess really the driving force behind all this was the experience I had in Iraq in 2009. This one particular evening, you know, fellow platoon sergeant, I could tell there was something going on. He hadn't slept, he was still in his uniform. He was gonna be coming on shift within the next hour or two. And so I was like, bro, what's going on, man? And we sat and had a really good conversation. And at the end of the conversation, he gave me a hug, and I got some sense of relief in that. And the next morning, I woke up to some banging that was going on at the door, that we had an emergency. You know, came out, my lieutenant was standing there, and then was instructed to, you know, head over to the bunker. You know, he was going through some stuff, but you're not picturing that this would be the, you know, the end to it. The worst part about all that is that you just know that this family is back home, probably getting ready for work, they're eating breakfast, and some terrible news is going to be coming to that front door. The what ifs, you know, the guilt. Veteran suicide has become, you know, an important part of my life. Working through as many organizations as we can to get that word out that it's okay to ask for help.
He invited me over to his house, and I walked into his garage, and in his garage he's got a wall of honor, and on that wall of honor is anybody that he served with that was killed in action, and he honors their pictures. It's very emotional to see that.
Saturday and Sunday rides, they start here. In fact, right where we're sitting.
I could see the gears turning in his head, and lo and behold, I think it was maybe 8 months later, he had a motorcycle rally.
Motorcyclists and their charity rides, they're paying to be on that ride, which they know is a donation to a charity such as ours. We couldn't do without Ben. And I have to give a special shout out to his wife as well, because they come as a team.
When we first met, I was just like, who is this? It takes teamwork. That's why we're here. We work as a team. You know, he has the ideas, I put my ideas forth as well, but he makes it happen.
It isn't easy, but he finds a lot of victory through serving others.
His passion has always been to mentor soldiers. He gave them the tools to help themselves.
For me, it was when I started building that accountability to others that really kept me upright and breathing, because you don't want to let people down. You have to take care of your soldiers. We want to make sure that if there's a veteran in need, that we get the word out on the resources that exist. At the end of the day, a permanent solution to a temporary problem, the loss is unimaginable for those that love you.
Ben, the work that you're doing for our community, our veterans, and our first responders is truly amazing. I am so very proud of you, and I love you with all of my heart. Congratulations on this well-deserved award.
Good job, Benji. You did well. You did well, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, Ben. I love you. You've been a great part of this organization. Thank you for your service to our country. You make a difference, and you've impacted my life, and I know that you'll continue to do so, and thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Ben, for choosing us, for choosing Wisconsin Hero Outdoors. The dollars you've raised for us over the years has gone a long way for our little charity, and we couldn't do it without people like you in the community.
It's valor, it's integrity. I have the utmost respect for that man. And I see he goes all over the place just to go knock on a door and say, your dad was a good dad. He's talked to the kids of men who don't come home. That's greatness. That's Ben Jarvis.
Please welcome to the stage this year's Positively Milwaukee Inspiring Veteran, Sergeant Ben Jarvis.
Wow. I know exactly what you're feeling, Nicole. Oh, man. I guess I want to start tonight by beginning to express my heartfelt thank you to TMJ4 and Positively Milwaukee for this honor. A special thank you to James Mercado and my wife, Michelle, for this nomination. James, our friendship was born through motorcycling. It means so much to me. Michelle, your unwavering support and dedication to the VFW Auxiliary, Ride for Veterans, the Big Unit Foundation, inspires me every day, and I share this award with you. To my daughter, Emily, thank you so much for traveling here from Tampa to be here with me today. I know I missed so many moments with you during my military service, but seeing the strong, resilient woman you've become fills me with pride. Mom, it's a blessing to have you here, cancer-free, and still cheering me on. First Sergeant retired Damian Torres, I want to thank you for your mentorship in Germany. You shaped the soldier and the man I became. Leah, if you wouldn't mind standing up, your invitation to church introduced me to Wisconsin Hero Outdoors, which has been life-changing connection. Thank you. To my Heiser family that's here tonight, I want to thank you for all the opportunities that you've afforded me and your incredible support for all the veteran causes, Camp Hometown Heroes, Wisconsin Hero Outdoors, and of course this year's Rides for Veterans. Your commitment to the community and veteran causes truly makes a difference. Thank you. And lastly, I'd like to recognize Tammy Sawyer of Wisconsin Hero Outdoors, Bill Michaels of the Big Unit Foundation, James Greer, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, of Ride for Veterans. You guys are the driving force behind the incredible change, and it's an honor to stand beside you in this work. Thank you. So tonight I'd like to share 3 themes: reflection, responsibility, and resources. When I got the call about this award, I reflected on my journey, and I was truly humbled by how many people were there for me at a point where I could go left or right. I also reflected on the sacrifices of those that are no longer here, the men and women of this great nation. Through this reflection brings me to responsibility. I'm responsible to my country, who serve, the veterans I serve, my community, my clients, my friends, and family. Transitioning from the military to civilian life was definitely much harder than I imagined, leaving me without a clear sense of purpose, as I had no idea how much of my identity was tied to that uniform. The purchase of that Harley-Davidson led me to a new lifeline, and it became a turning point that was more than just a bike. It connected me to a supportive community, a community that provided me much needed camaraderie, accountability, and healing, helping me regain my sense of direction and purpose. My mission now is veterans helping veterans, responsibility to ensure no one feels lost or alone in their journey. And I'm committed to bringing resources to all those that need them as a veterans advocate. Veterans face a serious challenge, especially PTSD and the loss of purpose. So serious that most of you may not know the statistic. Every single day, 22 veterans kill themselves. That's every single day. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but every single solitary day. This is a national crisis that has touched me more than once, and it weighs heavy on my heart. It drives my commitment to save veterans one at a time. And organizations like Wisconsin Hero Outdoors, Ride for Veterans, the Big Unit Foundation, and Fisher House, Wisconsin are doing such life-saving work. It's through these communities we provide the support our veterans need. In conclusion, to any veteran or active duty service member that may be struggling right now, I'm speaking to you. You are not alone. Your community cares, your country cares, your family cares, and I care. Your life has meaning and purpose. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem that creates so much pain. For those left behind, it's unimaginable and cannot and should not define your legacy. If you know a veteran that's struggling, get them in touch with me or the organizations I work with, and be that friend to just listen. And I implore you to join me in reducing the number of 22 a day to 0. Thank you.
Ben, thank you for serving beyond your tour. Wisconsin Hero Outdoors will receive a $1,000 donation in Sergeant Jarvis's name. Our next winner is also addressing an urgent need. The young woman you are about to meet has worked tirelessly to encourage a love for reading in our community and beyond. Here to present the award for inspiring youth, please welcome Andrea Williams and Rod Burks.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Never underestimate the life-changing power of a book. We all know books can entertain, inspire, and teach us critical thinking and empathy. Those skills can have a major impact on a reader's life and career.
But not everyone has the access to books or is able to read them. A recent government assessment found out about 1 out of every 5 people in the U.S. struggle with literacy. Our next honoree is helping to close that gap with her own challenges of learning to read.
She has volunteered more than 500 hours of her time in just the past year to build and donate little libraries to organizations all over the area. This year's Inspiring Youth is Annalena Peterson.
She's this little angel in disguise.
Just a really amazing human to be around.
Our whole staff knows and loves Annalena. She'll walk in and she's friendly, she's confident.
Didn't know she was 17.
I remember me at 17 and I'm like, I would roll out of bed and go to school, I think. Like,
her passion and her commitment, she is so dedicated to making a difference. I'm grateful to be her mom every day. I feel blessed.
Share a book, take a book. I love reading. I struggled with reading for most of my life, and I definitely think it was because I didn't have that easy access to books growing up. I wanted to start opening my libraries to give kids those accesses to books. They are just like a little shelf and they have a little red roof on it.
She began her journey just starting to collect books and deliver books to different locations. To this date, delivered over 25,000 books to over 150 countries worldwide. Then she wanted to make a bigger impact. So she thought, why not open up libraries in places that people didn't have books available?
I've been able to open up 17 different libraries in 3 different states, which is Wisconsin, Florida, and Minnesota. I was able to touch families miles away from me.
She started opening up libraries in child care centers, YMCAs, the Ronald McDonald House, senior centers.
I'm able to help others, and by helping others, I just feel so much joy.
Her drive is really to help others avoid the struggles that she's had growing up. Her thought was, if I can put books in the hands of kids, wouldn't that be great that they could just take it home, read it, enjoy education, enjoy learning. She wrote her own book. It's called Pageant Day.
It was inspired from how I got into pageantry. Good morning. Giving kids that opportunity to show that I did struggle with reading, but I overcame that and was able to even write a book and publish it for younger audiences to say that, yeah, that's a setback that you had in your past, but if you keep progressing and have that determination, you can overcome that and achieve so much more.
It's really neat to see a girl who, at some times, I think has struggled with schoolwork and doing some academics, write about literacy and bringing literacy forward to help other people. Along with all the things that she does, that she's able to fit in these appearances that she does, the charity work that she does.
She gives of her time and her effort consistently throughout the years, not just a one-off.
I don't know how Annalena finds the time to do all these things.
What I'm impressed with for Annalena is that her drive to keep going.
That definitely stemmed from my struggle with reading because I was determined to overcome that. And having that determination from a young age has helped me throughout my whole life, and I know it will continue to help me.
I met her at a Champions of Change event. I happened to sit down at a table amongst 300 plus people, and along came a mother and a young daughter. Annalena shared that she was a nominee for the Rising Star Award. And immediately I had a warm kind of chill come across me. I said my daughter-in-law had worked at a daycare.
Casey was a daycare teacher since she was 18 years old. She loved children and loved teaching them to read. She had Octavius. Octavius was a year old. She brought him to school every day, and they were expecting their second little boy, June 22nd of 2022. Octavius was not sleeping good, so she decided to just get up and go to work. She was a very cautious driver. She had done her normal stop to turn. She was rear-ended and pushed into an oncoming car, T-boned on the side that Octavius sat. Airbags never deployed, all because someone had to check their Snapchat while they were driving.
So when I met her that night and she shared her personal challenge of literacy and what she did to create the little libraries, I was looking for someone to actually build a little Snoopy library in memory of my pregnant daughter-in-law and one-year-old grandson.
It was a very difficult situation, but it was a very wonderful situation as well.
I would call it divine interventions, why we were placed together at that table.
Casey was about everything Snoopy.
I thought, oh, that's one way that we could do that. Remember them. Let's put up some Snoopy libraries somewhere. There are two, another one on the way.
To see kids being able to pick up a book and take it home and share with their parents what they're learning in school, that's what Casey was all about.
She's put together a texting driving campaign to remind people to please not text and drive. It's a way for somebody to help create that awareness.
A lot of the family members came up to her and just said, thank you for this closure. To have adults come up to her and say, you've helped us in ways that we couldn't even help ourselves.
I don't think being a 17-year-old girl, what impact she could have in her community, but also what that meant to our family. It's very heartfelt. Annalena is just an extraordinary person inside.
She's really made a difference in the world around her.
I'm excited for her future, how grateful and uplifting her spirit is.
You would have never known she was someone who struggled to get up and talk in front of people. It's a true growth journey.
Annalena, I am so proud of you as a mom, and I know you're going to do amazing with whatever you do. You're a leader at heart. Go get 'em.
Please welcome our 2024 Positively Milwaukee Award Inspiring Youth,
Annalena Peterson.
Hello, everyone. What an amazing evening with family, friends, distinguished guests, and fellow Positively Milwaukee Award winners. First and foremost, I want to share my deepest appreciation to the cast, crew, and selection committee for TMJ4, taking the time to learn about my literacy journey, community contribution, and volunteer efforts. I am deeply moved that my passion for making a difference in the broader community has been recognized this year as Inspiring Youth Positively Milwaukee Award winner. Over the past year, my goal was to spread the joy of reading and adventure a good book can offer with one goal in mind. Over 25,000 books have been collected and donated to over 150 countries worldwide. I have also read books to over 175 children in local children's centers. Some of my favorite things were sponsoring various campaigns for nonprofit organizations and supporting multiple outreach initiatives and volunteering more than 500 hours of community service in the broader community. Most recently, my literacy journey has taken me to open 17 new little libraries in Orlando, Florida, South Bend, Indiana, and Green Bay, and I have 10 more planned in the upcoming year to open. The libraries provide access to reading materials for several areas and also give 36,000 people of all ages the ability to have books to read. With that, I'm happy to share that I was able to write my first children's book, Pageant Day, and my second book is underway. Tonight's recognition is an honor that I share with many individuals who have helped me in my journey. It is a blessing to have each of you in my life, and I'm grateful for every friend, family member, sister queen, coach, and organization that has helped, supported me, and guided me to my vision to become reality. Your enthusiasm and dedication have made each endeavor possible and enjoyable. Looking back upon this year, this is something that I have so much fulfillment with. There is something extraordinary about coming together to lift each other up, help turn struggles into smiles, and make our community a little brighter, one small action at a time. Thank you to everyone for being an essential part of my journey. Your unwavering contribution, passion, and kindness remind me daily of what community means. You have taught me the power of connection and incredible things we can all accomplish while working together. Here's to a future of opportunities where we can contribute and collectively make a difference. Thank you again.
Congratulations. Now, Annalena will be able to give the world even more books and little libraries thanks to that $1,000 donation to her chosen charity, which is Literacy and Positive Impact Advocacy Limited. You'll learn more about the rest of our winners and who will be recognized as this year's Inspiration of the Year in just a moment.
For over 15 years, Veolia has been committed to environmental responsibility by protecting our precious lakes and rivers. New this year, we've joined forces with TMJ4 to spotlight those everyday heroes who share that mission. Tonight, we celebrate those who go above and beyond to protect our environment and create a more sustainable future for us all. TMJ4 and Veolia, celebrating environmental leadership in our community.
We are so pleased to welcome Veolia as our presenting partner for the Positively Milwaukee Awards this year. And a number of the team members from Veolia are here with us. Please stand. There is some important work happening in Wisconsin around conservation, and tonight we will meet one inspiring person working for a greener, cleaner world. Here to present the first ever Veolia environmental hero, please welcome TMJ4's Chief Meteorologist, Brian Niznansky.
Thank you, Shannon. Hey, everyone. For Felice Green, creating a healthier environment isn't just part of her job at Milwaukee Water Commons. It's core to her faith and her life. She's driven by her passion to help everyone see the benefits of a more sustainable world, from rivers and neighborhood cleanups to planting trees all around the city to promoting clean drinking water. Felice lives by the mantra, a healthy planet means healthy people. That's why Felice Green is the Veolia environmental hero.
The work that she does in her community, in her neighborhood, with her family and neighbors just never seems to end.
She does things, a lot of things to save the planet, and she also does a lot of things to save the people. And I think that's the best kind of environmentalist.
She shows passion and compassion. She's very in tune to what she does.
I think the longevity that she's put in for volunteering in the community is above and beyond. I mean, she has like over 10 years of the United Way. She's on the branch out, the SPCA, she's everywhere.
She's really smart. She's a great leader. And so you put all that together, and we're just really lucky to have her on the team.
Her take on the environment and community and how to bring it all together, again, organically, it just flows naturally. It's her.
My career didn't start out in water conservation or environmental justice. During my college days, that wasn't something that was promoted, particularly for people of color.
She's always been this person who has appreciated and has the love and the compassion for the things of whether it be the earth, whether it be the wind.
Telling people about how to recycle, how to reuse, it was just a passion.
Felice joined Milwaukee Riverkeeper as an outreach and marketing specialist.
So I learned more and more about how our fish, rivers, lakes, and streams need to be clean. I participate in lots of river cleanup, learned more. My role there was to educate seniors 50 and over about how to be water advocates. And the more and more I talked to people, the more and more I got engaged. I went to Madison to lobby for clean water. I'm like, I'm doing this.
She really, really brings people together, and she's so much passion. I mean, passion is all I work for, really.
Felice joined our tree board, was a member of our tree board, which is an inaugural community-led body that's talking about tree planting and maintenance and really building a climate-resilient Sherman Park.
The Branch Out Milwaukee project is a project that I've been working on for the last 2 years in Sherman Park. So that project is to plant trees on private property and also to plant trees on vacant lots to be able to increase the tree canopy in this area, because trees have so many benefits. They give us clean air, they give us clean water, they help to produce oxygen.
Unity Orchard was actually part of that. I think it was the kickoff. And over in the garden, we actually, in that orchard, we have, I think we did like 40-some trees.
Being a Sherman Park resident, she makes sure that the priorities of Sherman Park come with her to every decision that's made, and I think bigger than Sherman Park. She's really for the whole of Milwaukee.
Girl, you know you're bad. To all of the greenery and the greening and bettering our community, different things on water, air, trees, planting. I totally appreciate you.
Felice was really involved with a program of ours called River Defenders that was about going out into the community and recruiting volunteers to speak for the rivers and speak for their communities and speak for their neighborhood. And she really helped get that program off the ground, again, because she can really connect with people on a level that a lot of others can't.
She wants everybody to be actually at the table, from youth to the more seasoned, different diversity. Yes, that's Felice.
The leadership that she's taken, she's not just leading herself and doing good environmental work herself, she's bringing so many people along.
Well, what she would do is that she would come home and she would start talking about water. And she started telling us why we shouldn't be drinking out of plastic, what was the issue around plastic, how to recycle. She's really advancing the environmental movement in Milwaukee.
She's conscious, she's intelligent. Felice is really, I think, a real glue in this community.
She's a trailblazer of her own. And what I mean by that is there's so many of us who live in our community who don't understand why nature is important, why are trees important, why is the water important, and how do we, particularly as people of color, embrace this?
I recognize, you know what, we only have one planet, and this planet is the one that God has put us on to be good stewards over it.
We were in a restaurant one day, and she saw plastic straws. She got are those plastic straws? What are they doing with plastic straws? So now there's the running joke in the family. She's the plastic straw police.
Well, you know what? She likes to tell that straw story. I may have done that a couple times.
The work that she does in her community, in her neighborhood, with her family and neighbors, she just truly lives such a wonderful, mission-focused life.
So being able to leave that message to the next generation, I think now that's what I'm called, and that's my purpose.
I think that she has the capability and the chance really to lead in this movement in a big way, not only just at Milwaukee Water Commons, but regionally and nationally as well.
Felice was a cool mamma jamma.
I can say that she has been a true example of what it means to make a difference so that you have a positive pathway to follow as siblings. And so not just myself, but those who are coming after us, she is actually creating a legacy.
I do what I do because it's a passion for me. I do what I do because I enjoy it. I do what I do because I'm called for such a time as this.
Felice, can we get the paper straws a little bit stronger? Good. I love it. All right, please welcome the Viola environmental hero, Felice Green.
Oh my. Thank you, Brian. I said I wasn't gonna cry, but I'm so inspired by all of the stories tonight. I'm deeply honored to be receiving this prestigious award tonight. Thank you to TMJ and Positively Milwaukee, my nominator, and the selection committee for selecting me for this award. I do want to give a double thank you to the station and everyone at TMJ4 for keeping Bill and Carol's Positive Milwaukee legacy alive, and for passing the baton to Miss Shannon Sims. Our community truly appreciates Positive Milwaukee stories. I was going to tell a funny story, but I think my sister already beat me to that. I have to be honest with you. When I got the call from Greg, at first I missed the call. And I checked my voicemail, and he said, "This is Greg from TMJ4, Positively Milwaukee." And I started thinking, Positively Milwaukee? Did I pitch a story to them and forgot about it? Because before I started doing this, I used to work in communications. I never thought making a switch from expensive holiday paper to newspapers, wrapping Christmas gifts with newspapers, or giving people refillable water bottles, or planting trees to increase the urban tree canopy would lead me here today. I feel I am an important history maker now, accepting this inaugural award. I feel like I should do a challenge to save the planet, since I do have a captive audience in here, right? But I'm not going to do that. I am so very humbled to be the first honoree for this award. I feel like my ancestors' wildest dreams right now. My heart is overjoyed with gratitude and appreciation for this acknowledgement, to be honored as the first Veolia honoree. I believe that I'm on the right path. To all of those in the video, thank you so much. It's a joy to work with all of our partners, to work with all of our community members, to work with each and every one of you in this room on our environment. This award supports my work in justice, healing, social change for our water and our planet. This recognition helps me in my belief to believe that this is the only planet I'm going to be able to live on. Yep, family, I said it. They hear me say it all the time. It's important to be a good steward of the land and the water. It takes a village to make our planet and world better. I'm reminded of the scripture that says, "The earth is the Lord's, the world and everything that dwells in it." I give all praise to God tonight for this opportunity and this recognition. As you saw in the video, I'm committed to working with anyone that wants to make the world and our community a better place to live, work, and play. I'm going to continue to work towards sustainable and equitable solutions for every community to have safe, clean water. Water is life. It's our most precious resource. We can't live without it, and we cannot, I repeat, we cannot make more. This award is not just for me, though. I share this honor with every individual and organization that is committed to our Great Lakes and our common waters. It is for those striving to reuse, recycle, and build a better, sustainable planet Earth for today, tomorrow, and the future. I want to thank Viola North America for this opportunity, Scripps Howard. I want to thank my family and friends that are here with me tonight. I know what my family and friends are thinking now. She's about to turn the heat up on us. I want to thank the residents in Sherman Park that plant trees, again, our partners, and I am so privileged to work with them to make our neighborhoods greener, cleaner, or clean our rivers, and to celebrate the outdoors and nature. Last but not least, I want to thank Milwaukee Water Commons. Our team is amazing. It is so much fun for me to go to work every day as we continue to live out our mission and our motto, we are water. I want to also congratulate all the honorees. You have truly inspired me tonight. Your stories are amazing, and I'm going to continue to keep working for a healthy planet so we can have healthy people, so that you can continue to do what drives you each and every day. Again, thank you, and God bless.
Felice, I'll make you proud this holiday season. I will wrap all my gifts in newspaper. I also want to thank Felice for teaching us the connection between people and the planet and how we all can do our part to be better stewards of the earth that we've been given. Now, our next honoree also uses nature in a larger purpose. When we first got to know our inspiring teacher, we quickly learned that he wears many hats at Journeys Lutheran School. He's the PE teacher, he's the director of transportation, AKA the bus driver, and he is the creator of a unique program that uses fishing to teach some important life lessons. He is now with a new title, Inspiring Teacher. And here to present that award, anchor Susan Kim and Steve Shamras.
Good evening, everybody. They say not to fear the storm, as the rainbow is always just beyond. In one of his darkest moments, our inspiring teacher found the rainbow through his love of fishing. Fishing for the Heart is a program that takes the lesson outside the classroom, where students learn how to fish and connect with nature.
For many of the kids, these fishing expeditions are their first time out on the ice or on the water. Anyone who has encountered this experience can attest to its remarkable and transformative power. And that's why Caleb Needfelt, known at the school as just Coach, is this year's Positively Milwaukee Inspiring Teacher.
I've been fishing before with Coach so many times. It was amazing.
Like, you want to bring home a fish, but it's also fun to be out in the nature.
I've learned it's okay to be afraid, and if you don't know something, just ask Coach.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at the water and it's clear, so that's good.
One of the first things I had to do was take some supplies out to a group that was going fishing, and I didn't get it at the time. I was so new. And so I'm trudging through the woods and I'm frustrated that I'm doing this. And there was a clearing where I could see the students out on the ice. And it was like all the trauma in their lives, all the frustrations it was just gone. And so I was in after that. I totally got it.
Now bring it back and cast it out as far as you can. Boom. Let's see it, Josiah. Give it a really long cast. Nice.
Fishing for the Heart is an organization that I started to connect kids to fishing, but the heart part of it is connecting them to Jesus. We can demonstrate to those kids what it means, to be a man, to respect the environment, to respect each other. We take the kids on a bass boat going 50 miles per hour, to the spot, and we're not just fishing for little bluegills, but we're catching, big bass and pike and things like that, and they're actually casting and reeling and doing that.
I'm about to catch one right now. I can feel it. Fish can sense if you're positive or not. Oh, big bass. You ready? You gotta be strong with it. Naj, pinch it hard. Show those guys.
When I was with Coach the first time, it was a little struggling to catch my first fish. But he said, patience, Danaji. This will take a while.
I just like fishing because it's calm.
I think he is so much more confident. Coach is a great mentor to all the kids. It really shows that learning just doesn't happen inside the classroom.
When you're fishing, it's like you're not supposed to get really mad and you're just supposed to let the fish come to you. And he associates that with walking through life.
Get the net, get under there, yeah! and you got to bring it out like this. We got to make it look like it's 6 pounds.
It's a sport, it's an activity, it's a hobby, it's science, it's an environment. And I think it teaches kids good life skills. It teaches them critical thinking, problem solving, patience. It's always a mystery what's on the other end of the line for them.
They don't have those boundaries of being in the school building. And when they get out in God's creation, they become who they truly are.
That's what fishing has done for me too. You know, when I'm out there, I'm able to let other things go. It truly was a miracle that I am where I am, like a miracle. I had just a major collapse in my life as far as my mental wellness. The hard part of fishing for the heart is that hope that I had at that time, you know, to kind of crawl out, and it was that hope in God. I'm able to take what I've learned and actually kind of see that in the kids, right? And I walk alongside them, you know, I joke with them, I have fun with them. And I think that it's just a mutual understanding that I love them. These kids fill my cup, you know? And to see like a person like Max is now a firefighter, married, 2 kids.
It's been character building. It's taught me a lot of persistence and dedication and determination. It really helped develop me into the person I am today, and taught me a lot about myself and taught me a lot about the man I want to be. I've called him coach my whole life. And he's great at coaching you how to fish and how to be a good person.
I mean, I think of him every day, like this is like my dream job. There'll be a kid that's gonna come up and give me a hug, and like coach is here, you know, they're excited to see me. It keeps my passion going. And the same thing with fishing, you know, you see a kid catch a fish for the first time and that smile from ear to ear, and they're proud of their success. I do believe we're changing lives.
Every day, he is changing their perspective on life a little bit. He sees them for who they really are. He sees the potential in them.
Caleb is very special. The kids look up to him. They idolize who they call coach.
I think it's important work, and he's touched way more lives than he realizes.
You're a good teacher, you're a good gym teacher, and it's so fun to go on trips with you.
I'm gonna probably make a frame, and one day probably give it on his birthday that's a picture of me and Josiah and him that we're having the best time. And I will write him a note that thank you so much for teaching us how to fish and not to be afraid, and inspiring us to do great things in our life. You are the most amazing coach that I have ever met in my life.
Please welcome our inspiring teacher,
Coach Caleb Needfeld.
I'm more nervous now than I am when I'm fishing. So I had prepared a speech tonight, and I sent it to my wife, and it was only like, they said I got 1 to 3 minutes to talk, and it was only like 20 seconds long. And now I heard all these inspiring people and pretty much was crying during every story that I heard tonight. So I am so grateful to TMJ4. I met, a lot of them, obviously, when they interviewed us and stuff, and just the people that they are, and that the encouragement that I'm getting from the nominees, from everybody here that is, here to celebrate, the inspiration that's going on right now. And the one thing that I really wanted to touch on tonight is, I know you saw a lot of the kids, they were fishing, and the fishing for the heart part is what I started when I was in between teaching positions. I was at Milwaukee Lutheran where I started actually teaching fishing. So I've been actually teaching it for about 22 years. So that's thousands of kids, and thousands of kids that have caught their first fish. And that's really the motivation behind it, is when you see that kid, like, for the first time learn how to cast and reel and actually catch the fish on their own, right? The success that they feel in their heart, the joy that they feel, and the passion and the joy that I feel because, I was able to take them to that opportunity. And the hard part of fishing for the heart, I've had a lot of people, when they first hear about that organization, They think the heart part is about, like the physical heart, but it's really about the heart for Jesus. And that is what saved my life, and that is what has given me hope, and that is what's giving these kids hope, is that what Jesus Christ has done for us and the salvation that he gives us and that hope that he gives us every day is what really drives my inspiration and my passions. I want to thank my parents that made it here tonight for teaching me a lot of the outdoor adventure stuff and the faith and instilling Jesus in my heart. I want to thank my wife who's here, who has had to, when I first started fishing, it was kind of an addiction. And I learned to actually take my addiction and teach it to other people so that they could get hooked on a positive outlet for their lives. And we have a balance now, right, honey? I want to thank my kids, Livy and Graham, for being here, because I know that some of this time that I'm on the water with the other kids or doing ice fishing trips or going out to Montana fly fishing, that they're missing their dad, and I'm out, helping these other kids. So thank you. For all of my friends that came here tonight from Fishing for the Heart, they've been here since the beginning of the organization. But I guess lastly, I just want to thank also my principal at my school, at both schools actually, Milwaukee Lutheran, and then also Journeys now, which you saw Jenny talking on there. There is no other school in the nation that allows their gym teacher to drive the bus, have my mentor pick up my truck and boat, meet us at the school, take 2 kids fishing during the day so I miss all my PE classes, and go fishing. Not in the world, not in the nation. You're not going to find that. So God bless Journeys and the staff for allowing me to do that within that organization. Lastly, I just want to say, everybody that's here, you all have different passions. Mine is obviously fishing, but just think if everybody just took a little bit of that passion and gave it to somebody else, how much better this world would be. Just a little bit of that love and that passion. Thank you.
Right, Caleb, I'm going to give you another title now, Pastor Coach. Thank you, Caleb. It's very clear that your faith and your passion for fishing has shown to be instrumental in expanding your students' horizons. So far tonight, we have introduced you to just everyday people doing extraordinary things. Our next award, though, is a little different. It's the Beacon Award. It is given to someone who uses his or her own high profile to shine a light and in turn inspire others to achieve great things. Tonight, we recognize Milwaukee's own, Major General Johnny Davis. Now, his journey from 15th and Capitol to one of the top ranks in the U.S. Army is showing us all that we each have endless opportunities to be a beacon in our own way. Tonight, to present this year's Beacon Award, TMJ4's Charles Benson and Cassandra McShepard.
He bravely served in Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan in the U.S. Army. Over a career that spans 3 decades, he has risen up to the ranks of Commanding General.
His awards and decorations include a Bronze Star, the Purple Heart after an injury on the battlefield, an Army Commendation Medal for Valor, and the Presidential Unit Citation. Even with all the medals and the title, this Major General isn't moved by the accolades, but rather how he can be the light for others to see their way.
That's right. And TMJ4 is honored to award Major General Johnny Davis as this year's Positively Milwaukee Beacon.
I'm very proud of Johnny. He's a source of inspiration, pride, and courage to our family. To Milwaukee, I think it means we got a young black man from the city that's doing very, very big things. He's worked with the president before, and now he's a major general in the Army, and he was no different than any of us.
What I remember most about Milwaukee is a hard-working city,
a great, strong family, great friends. All of those things together remind me of home, and that, being a Milwaukeean and a Wisconsinite, and that investment really started right there in Milwaukee.
There's nobody that has a more positive influence on people that I know of than he does. It's about helping, growing, serving. I'm gonna give him credit for recruiting my daughter into the Army. He's been with that the whole way. So when she first got interested, she got a call not from just anybody. She got a call from the lead medical person for the country.
My wife's great uncle served in World War II, and his remains were not found until just recently. And so he had a military burial at Arlington Cemetery, and he arranged for there was like 30 people at the funeral to go seen behind the tomb of the unknown soldier, which was pretty special.
Johnny has always been interested in the military, even from when we were children. We always would sit down and watch like military shows all the time. It's all about making sure that, we make an impact.
My grandfather, who's a World War II vet, always reminded me that you can do anything. He would always share the camaraderie, the friendship, those that served on his left and right, how they motivated each other. Never expected it to last more than maybe my first 5 years, but yet here I am today, 33, 34 years later, still serving. Our oldest daughter was accepted as a student at the United States Military Academy, so being there for her commissioning was just, it's a very emotional moment to see your own child follow really in the footsteps to serve, and she's still serving today.
When Johnny used to get deployed, at first we used to be nervous and upset about it and stuff.
When he served in Afghanistan, he got wounded. I believe Joe Biden had given him a Purple Heart. I'm glad he's okay. That was something that I was extremely proud of him.
Every time I think about 9/11, I think about that he was in the Pentagon when the Pentagon got hit, and we couldn't reach him for hours.
I still will never forget that morning. It was a beautiful morning, and we were moving back to our headquarters when we heard what sounded like a muffled explosion, and then once we returned to the headquarters, we saw in the distance the fire at the Pentagon. Being there at that moment, very defining moment for many of us, but standing right there, feeling the heat, and just how everyone came together. That's what I truly remember, how everyone came together to help get through this.
He's always been true to himself. With all the success that he's had, he's still Johnny Davis.
So much of what he has done has been an inspiration to not just us as friends, but as other people in the nation.
Johnny, your friendship to me has been special. For as high of a rank and a person as you become, you treat me no different than anybody else, which to me shows how much you care about not just me, but about everybody.
I'm so proud. Every time I see you, I smile. I'm just gushing with admiration for him, and to see where he came from and where he is now.
As a young Wisconsinite, Milwaukeean, I dreamed about service. I dreamed about representing the great state of Wisconsin, and I pursued that dream. And I would tell everyone, never, stop following your dream. If there's something you want to do, you can absolutely do it. You will crush it. I look back and I'm so proud to be, son of Wisconsin and really serving our great nation.
It makes me love him even more, right? For a black man to come up the way we did, it makes you feel like I can do that. I can become that one day. Kind of like when Obama became president. I think it's that important. It still amazes me, and I grew up with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome the 2024 Positively Milwaukee Beacon Award winner,
Milwaukee's own Major General, Johnny Davis.
I'm going to hold this. Well, first of all, good evening, everyone. And it's certainly an honor to be here tonight and receive such a warm Milwaukee welcome. A special thank you to TMJ4 for hosting this wonderful event. Of course, I want to thank Dad, my sisters, my aunts, my uncles, all my relatives who are in attendance tonight. Stacy, she's with the kids down at Fort Knox, Kentucky. That's where we're stationed with our 6 wonderful children and our friends and family. Your love, support, and encouragement are what have empowered me to accomplish every goal throughout my career. Now, again, I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for all those who invested in me and supported me throughout my life. The wonderful people of Milwaukee shaped who I am. Hard working, caring, wonderful, Wisconsinites. My neighbors growing up off of 15th and Capitol, they knew every kid on the block. They knew me. My teachers at St. Philip's St. Philip's Lutheran School, it was beautiful Savior Lutheran School on Holton and Chambers. And my co-workers at my very first job on 16th and North at Gauss Food Market. And of course, my friends, very, very good friends from Wisconsin Lutheran High School. And it's been over, I won't date myself, but many, many years. But those men over there can still make me act like I'm 17 again. So, again, we taught each other the importance of taking care of each other, hard work, and the value of investing in both yourself and those around you. The veterans in our communities, including my grandfather, a World War II vet, shaped my love of country and my desire to serve. I didn't know then that helping my grandfather in his garden off Palmer Street and listening to his Army stories would impact me so greatly. But after 35 years of service, I see how these moments from my youth were gradually building a value system that will lead me to pursue a military career myself, a calling. I will always consider Milwaukee home. I am and always will be a cheesehead. But the foundation of who I am began when Milwaukee showed me how to invest in others and lead with compassion. The entire Milwaukee community deserves recognition tonight for their investment in their neighbors and love of each other. Tonight is a prime example. Again, God bless you all. Love you all. Be all you can be. Thanks.
Now, Major General Davis chose Milwaukee Homeless Veterans Initiative, a program that works to provide food, housing, and other services to vets in need as his charity of choice. TMJ4 and our parent company, EW Scripps, are grateful to Scripps Howard Fund, which again provided the prize money that will go to all the winners' charities tonight. Each of those charities, again, is receiving $1,000 to support their mission. But one of them is about to receive $4,000 as a bonus. Our selection committee chose one of our winners tonight to receive our Inspiration of the Year award. But before we announce that, I want to say thank you to each and every person who has come up on this stage tonight. Your compassion for community, your dedication to service embodies what it really means to be positively Milwaukee. Take pride in knowing that your work today will be felt for years to come. But right now, I get the pleasure of announcing our Veolia Positively Milwaukee Inspiration of the Year. Hey girl, hey. The Inspiration of the Year goes to Nicole Boyce. Come on up. Come on, girls. All right. As I said at the start of this evening, bring your tissue. No one we heard from tonight does what they do expecting recognition or an award. They do it because it's the right thing to do. They do it because they saw an opportunity to make their community just a little bit better. They do it because they are Positively Milwaukee. Now it is your turn. Take what you heard tonight, the inspiration from these local heroes, and go out and make a difference in our world. That does it for us this evening. Thank you for joining us, and celebrate all the good neighbors in your community. Good night.